Hi and howdy! How are you all out there? My name is Alex, and today I try to help you having the perfect wedding with the best budget to use. The most economical way you will find in this video. Don't pay the average if you can get the number one. Wedding planners will hate this video because after you watched it, it will be a hard job for them to burn your money again. You looked surprised? Okay, let's have a look to a girl who is already married and she hired a very highly recommended wedding planner.
Don't get a wedding planner. Don't get a wedding planner. Don't get a wedding planner. Don't get a wedding planner.
Okay, this was really clear. Let's start from the very beginning. You already have the most important thing you need for a really good wedding, your partner. This means the bride knows exactly whom she wants to marry, who is the best man for her in her life. And the groom also is convinced that there is no better girl to find anymore to marry and to stay with. Very great job. Both of you are convinced that you want to stay the rest of your life together. But why are people now starting to get nervous? That's why, because all of you want to celebrate the best wedding of the year. What do I say? The best wedding, the highlight of the century. And therefore, latest now, the stress will start. To find the best wedding attires, the most appreciated guests in town, attires for the bridesmaids and best men, a stunning decoration, of course, the most outstanding venue to find, prenuptials, fantastic catering, the trendiest host, the hottest band or DJ, but a DJ is never hot, believe me. Nowadays, every little child can handle a laptop. And finally, you need to find the coolest wedding song for your wedding. A song nobody used before, but impressive and melting the hearts of the people.
And I will always love you.
You look so beautiful in white, and from now to my very last breath.
Oh yeah. Yes, this is what we call really songs nobody used before on a wedding. Oh, yeah, this is really creative and freshly new. Why didn't we have songs like this as we were on stage? And finally, all pictures and videos from your wedding must be really the highlight on Instagram, Facebook, and all other social media. Your fans on your platforms must be breathless when they watch your wedding videos. In one word, your wedding is unbeatable in uniqueness. You have the best entertainment and enjoy the biggest amount of fun, and all your guests will praise and bless the fantastic food. But why do plenty of weddings in real life reveal this sad truth?
Don't get a wedding planner. Don't get a wedding planner. Don't get a wedding planner.
Yes, my dear. Yes, my love. You are true, but let's talk about wedding planners a little bit later. Generally, a wedding is a true expensive amusement. You only celebrate this day once in your life, but your budget is of course limited if you are not born as a royal, for instance. If you don't celebrate a luxury wedding like the Rockefellers or Bill Gates, for example, will do, in the year 2020, the costs for a wedding, a normal one like you and me and all other people will celebrate, was around 2,000 to 2,500 pieces per guest if you book the fully program with giveaways, decoration, special napkins, and much more gimmicks. Surprisingly, this price was rising up sometimes to 4,000 and plus if people hired a wedding planner. So, therefore, we meet each other today. We will start to reduce your costs and expenses now step by step. First of all, this day is your day, and it must not be an obligation to impress friends, town, or even your parents, because you are the principals on this day. So let's start with a look to your guest list. It is a common problem that round about 90% of all wedding guests here in the Philippines disappear after the food was served. This is mainly caused by two reasons. First of all, the program before the food is served was already very exhausting for your guests. Secondly, but sadly much more often, is that the guests don't pay the respect to the wedding couple the couple really deserves. That means invite only the ones who really want to celebrate with you and not only are coming to grab as much free food they can get this day. We saw awesome weddings with 40 people or less. But we also witnessed weddings with 200 people plus, and all of us, included the couple, were really happy when it was over. A further tip is, don't calculate that you will collect plenty of money with your wedding dance. Not all people will pay what you expect. Calculate any time your safe budget. All others is the sugar on the cake. That's it. If you are generally thinking about 120 guests, please check again your guest list. Finally, you maybe find only 80 people you are really convinced that they will come to celebrate together with you. What we experience very often is there are bookings for, let's say, 150 guests, and only 80 are arriving. So these people don't care about that you, the wedding couple, still have to pay for 150 people. They decided that something is more important than to join your wedding. And that means they really don't care about you. And I wonder, and you also should do, what are people like this doing on your guest list? Finally, end of the first tip, sort out your guest list very strictly and seriously, and you will see you are already in a very healthy budget. The next tip we want to give is really a milestone. This is a golden rule, and this is the most underestimated part plenty of wedding couples doing wrong. The next tip is referring to the venue. This is really the most underestimated part because plenty of couples see it only as a venue and they are deaf and blind. What is all included in a perfect wedding venue? Believe me, plenty of positions in your wedding's coordinator's bill or wedding planner's bill will disappear if you will recognize the competency wedding venues really have. And much more important and interesting, how much free inclusions wedding venues really offer. On top, you have to know a wedding planner is not a person with a special university education for a wedding planner. It is very often a person who is learning by doing, because everyone in this country can call himself as a wedding planner. This is now the first point where wedding planners really will start to hate us. But we are here to support you, the wedding couples, and not an uncontrolled wedding industry. So maybe you will ask now, why should a wedding venue be more competent than the wedding planner? Now, this is very simple to explain, because almost all of the services your planner is coordinating for you is finally done from the staff of the venue. Maybe you don't know, but also plenty of venues are offering decorations, really matching their place. And they are really used and experienced to coordinate and to schedule flawless procedures. Where we come to the next big mistake plenty of couples are doing. The first question is, do you have beach access? We checked it. On the entire south of Cebu, for instance, all beach resorts offer only to be a beach resort. They are spoiled. They don't need to give extraordinary offers or claim extraordinary, exceptional creativity, because they're already located at the beach. And all people outside are willing to pay every price for it, even if it is the poorest service they will face. I don't want to stop you to marry at the beach, but please look for a location which is not only claiming that they are a beach resort. There must come much more to convince you. How do we recognize a good wedding venue? First of all, you will find somebody who is specialized in events. A real, true event manager. An event manager must be used to handle any kind of events. If that is done by the cook, for example, or only that manager who is around, you're at the wrong place. Secondly, the food. What does it help when you have the nicest flowers, you are really in the most awesome dress, and the food is ordinary, cold, prepared without any passion and ambition. Hello, here is your stomach again. The worst of all is when you have good food, but it is served ice cold. Really, food must be hot. Otherwise, I feel pain, real pain. It is so painful to eat cold food. So, at a good venue, you will discuss it with the chef. He will find the right buffet or course for your wedding, fitting exactly the expectations from you and your guests. That's the second advantage a real good venue can offer, what no wedding planner ever can do. Thirdly, how should the place look like? We admit, wedding planners are very often highly talented in doing great decorations. Problem is, they don't look to the place before. A good venue will do these 3 steps already in one. And do you really think your event will run much better when these very 3 important sections of your wedding are supplied from 3 different companies chosen from your wedding planner who is not knowing the place? Your wedding will be ruined when there is no food or it's too late prepared. It is also ruined when you arrive and still the decorations are going on. As a summary, we have to state these very important components of your wedding, the ones making the most stress, should be given really to professionals.
Don't get a wedding planner. Don't get a wedding planner. Don't get a wedding planner.
Yes, my dear, I think the people already learned now. Maybe it's good when you take your pills. It's time for it. We already talked about that mostly it is the stuff from the wedding location, bringing the service, making the food. If you see them the first time on your wedding day, there cannot be any personal relationship. You come as a stranger, but also your stuff, your service, the one making your day wonderful, are strange for you. You mostly didn't see them before. If you appoint everything with the wedding location, you already know the waiters, the waitresses, the cooks, the decorators, the facility manager, everyone. You come like you come in a family. This is the perfect beginning of your wedding day. But what we see very often is a very, very good, but also distant service. Nobody cares about you. Even the waitress don't know the name of the wedding couple. This you can avoid when you make appointments with the right people. And that means the wedding location. I don't want to waste too much time from you with the location, but it is really one of the most prominent issues and topics we have when we talk about a successful wedding. Maybe it is easier to understand when we take some examples. If you are sick, what we don't hope, we always wish you the best health. But if you are sick, you also go to a doctor and not to a car mechanic who learned a little bit about medicine in YouTube tutorials. Or let's make another picture. You find the perfect wedding location, and now the mistake is really done very often. You found the perfect venue. It is like this Ferrari. And then you, and mostly also the planners, are doing that. They disassemble the heart of the location. And then you need a wedding planner to replace everything you took out from the venue you already had. And as a result, it very often looks like this. It is not simple to find the perfect location because all of us are different and individual, and also this, the wedding location, must be. Please subscribe here. Don't forget to do it. Then you type your request in the comments or use one of our links to send us your questions. And we will give you a list of perfect wedding locations in your area. The difference of a good to a perfect is that they also have surprises. When an event manager is giving you suggestions you never heard about or you even didn't consider, then it is really a perfect place. Because this guy or this girl is considering, it's really thinking, what can I do for that couple to show how special they are? In wedding planning packages, these are packages they never adjusted. You are only a kind of accessoire in it. In a good location, you are the highlight and the location will adjust around you. There is also a location available who is producing extra songs. Some of them are also offering a very exceptional video taking and editing. All included, all for free. Only consider how much money you can save when you listen to them and accept what they really offer to you. To end up now with the location, you find it when they offer good catering, an event manager for you, somebody who personally cares, somebody who really takes the effort to learn you, to make the design especially to your needs, when they also offer good equipment, when they offer also very nice light and sound system, when they have technicians really can use it, and when you feel really at home with them. And on top, when they can offer things you never had in your mind. Because your job is not to be creative. Your job is to have fun and be happy. And you need creative people around who do the best out of it. A special of our wedding location, for example, is that we also offer a rental service for wedding attires. You also can buy. We also include the makeup artist, the videographing, the photo shooting, and everything. And we do it all in special ways. Okay, did you already subscribe? If not, please do it, because there are coming much more tips for you saving real good money. And by the way, money, that was, I think, the beginning. And we also will end up this tutorial today with the money. Believe me, it is possible to reduce the costs per head on your wedding up to, let's say, 800. You don't believe? You are surprised? Okay. I made a calculation. Let's have a look to it. I made a calculation. If you follow everything we are talking about today, you already saved lots of money. I think it was round about 80,000 when you check your guest list. When you now take all the free inclusions of a good wedding location, you have firstly a much nicer wedding, but also a much lower bill. Because all these positions will disappear from your wedding planner's bill. Maybe the whole and entire wedding planner will disappear, but that's up to you. Some people really need to feel safe. With all the inclusions from a good wedding venue, we are, in our sample we are now with 64,000 pesos less again. Let's go through the sample together now. You decided a wedding with 120 guests. You trust the super recommended wedding planner. That means 120 guests times 2,000 is 240,000 pesos. You follow our advice and invite 80 guests instead. Now, your bill is already down to 160,000 pesos. You also will look for a good location. So if you now also deduct all the positions from your wedding's planner's bill, which are already included for free in a good wedding venue, then you will land at, let's say, round about 1,200 pesos per head only. Let's see what happens. You have 80 guests instead of 120, and you pay 1,200 pesos instead of 2,000 only. And that's the minimum with a wedding planner. So that means your bill is now at 96,000 pesos with 80 guests. So maybe you have a problem to not invite that 40 guests we are talking before. We don't want that you have stress. Following the second advice with a good venue, with a good location, you still pay only 144,000 pesos instead of 240,000. This is almost 96,000 less than was calculated before. Believe me, your budget will thank you from the deepest bottom of its heart. Okay, I think that is really enough for today. With all that plenty of figures and informations and details, I think you need some time to get it in. Don't forget to subscribe and also put your comments or requests into the comments, or once again, use one of our links below and send it directly to you. We will assist you as much we can, and this is our promise. When we can help you, it is free of any charge. Just subscribe and follow the next videos you automatically will get when you have your subscription done, because in one of our tutorials you also will learn how you not only pay less for your wedding, no, you also can earn money with your wedding. You can really have bucks in your hand. This is now real the most George's tip and hack you cannot wait for. See you soon and happy wedding planning. Bye folks outside there.
Don't get a wedding planner. Don't get a wedding planner.